Four.
4.
This is episode 74.
We're getting up there.
We're getting up there.
And guess what? I actually realized we were live this time. I'm just talking. I'm getting better.
Getting better. It gets better.
Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and as always, I'm joined by Aaron.
Hello, hello.
I like how you always like.
It's just I feel like it's my signature move at this point. I gotta flare it up.
And tonight we're talking about the Netflix series "Who Killed Sara," which had 3 seasons. The third season just came out, right? Probably.
Yes. What I think is funny though is Netflix advertises it as this is a Netflix series. But all they do is take something that was made somewhere else, slap Netflix on it, and call it an original series.
Maybe the third season was commissioned specifically for Netflix.
Maybe.
Well, whatever. It was really good, and we're really excited to talk about it. So run the credits so we can get into it.
So, who killed Sara? That was the question that lingered on for 3 seasons, 25 episodes. And boy, was everyone a suspect.
You were totally right when you pitched this to me as revenge on steroids.
At first, I was like, okay, it's a little like revenge. But then as things kept going on and on, I was like, whoa, this is like Emily Thorne should be taking notes from Alex Guzman. I think that was his last name.
Yeah, it was. So nothing was what it seemed in the show. Everything had an ulterior meaning, motive. Nothing was what it was. I mean, we're led to believe that this is just like a group of teenagers that are just going out on a boat to go whatever that it was, parasailing. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I think it was parasailing.
Parachuting. And this one girl, Sarah, decides she wants to be the one to do it. And the straps are fringed, looks like they were cut, and she falls and dies.
Mm-hmm.
Or so we thought.
Or so we thought.
I kept trying to figure out what year this was supposed to be.
2001.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm very positive it's supposed to take place in 2001. Because I feel like they're a few years older than me.
Well, okay, so this came out the first 2 seasons came out a couple of months apart on Netflix. In 2021. And they said it was 18 years ago, so that would have been 2003.
It was in that time period, yes. It was between 1 and 3 because there was Avril Lavigne on Sarah's bedroom's what makes you think that the time.
Yes, right? I clocked the Avril Lavigne. I also clocked the Sum 41 poster. Poster. They were playing Chumbawamba, which is 1997. So I was a little confused. I was like, something's not adding up.
It could just be maybe,
And I did notice when they showed Sarah's grave in season 3 that it said whatever year she was born to 2000, and then the last number was covered by a vine, so you couldn't see. So I was just like, just tell us what it was.
Give us the damn year. Yeah, I'm going with in between 2001 2003.
All right. I guess it doesn't matter. We're spending way too much time on this, and it doesn't matter. It was a long time ago.
It matters to us, and it wasn't that long ago. I don't want that to be that long ago.
So for some reason, I don't know why, her brother has to take the fall for her death. If it was an accident, why did anybody have to take the fall?
Exactly. I don't understand that. Yeah, that's the part that still confuses me. Like, why frame? I mean, I guess they thought one of their kids did it because he was driving the boat and all that.
Or maybe they thought, yeah, and they
Well,
were
it's
drinking.
also
They because the mother.
the mother
So
was
maybe because they were. Go ahead.
the mother was working to frame or to have Sarah killed. So why she pushed we gotta protect the family, like, because secretly I think the mother was a little more devious than the dad.
Oh yeah, it kept flip flopping, and my overall takeaway was this family is terrible.
Yeah, yeah. There
I was
were
like, the Graysons from Revenge have nothing on these people. Well, maybe the
Lisa,
Graysons were worse because they blew up a plane.
Alicia was the only redeeming person in that family. Well,
Okay,
up until
something about her reminded me of Pamela Rebecca from the Dallas reboot.
I don't know what it is, but I stand her. She's gorgeous for
She's
one.
gorgeous.
Two, just I could take. I mean, she still some scenes, but she was. It's like, oh, she's the redeeming one until she burns down an entire casino.
Even Jose Maria, which, by the way, I was like, I never met so many Jose Marias in my life until I started watching these Mexican Netflix shows. I
That
like
must
that they shortened it to J-Ma.
that must be their version of like John
Or Joe.
or yeah,
Or Michael.
because there are a lot of Jose Marias.
But I thought that was cool that they were calling him J-Ma. I wonder if that's like a
I
thing.
thought it was Gemma.
Oh, I thought it was just like J-Ma instead of Jose Maria. I thought they just like shortened it.
Yeah, to Gemma.
Oh, all right. I heard it was J-Ma.
Who knows? I liked him. He was
I did too, but then some of his flashbacks, I was like, "You're terrible too."
his. They were like, no, what? We need to make everyone think this family is just absolutely terrible. Let's have him drug Alex and stick his hand up.
Rodolfo,
Yeah,
Rodolfo didn't know what was going on. He seemed to be probably he was a good one too.
he
He just loved Sarah, and he's really sad that she died.
bless his heart. He could you imagine? It's one thing. Okay, you lose one girlfriend or wife to your dad, maybe. Two,
Uh,
two. I was like, keep it in your pants, Dad. Or,
yeah. So Sarah was pregnant,
mm-hmm.
and we think it's Rodolfo's. But as the season goes on, and they keep showing the same scenes from different angles, people in the background, people hiding, conversations that were going on with people that were like standing in the background that we didn't really hear them. We just thought they were just smiling and having a good time. They weren't.
I will say the dad was not scared for his wife to catch him or anything. Because him and Sarah were like going at it on the dock. And I was just like, oh my. It's like, your whole house is made of windows.
And then the mom has this henchman or assistant named Elroy, who in some ways, I guess she adopted when he was a young child. But he was a little psychotic too. I mean, was he molested? There was a scene where they showed a man, I'm assuming his father or stepfather, pulling him in.
That's what I was I assumed that yes, he was. And the reason why he killed his mother, I'm assuming, was because maybe she knew or didn't stop it. So like she got rid of him and then got rid of
the house on fire.
Yeah. But then it seems like the mother, I can't remember their names right off the bat, is kind of doing the same thing to him. Like
she just keeps saying, basically, you owe me for everything I've done for you. Like I gave you this.
He took his hand and like opened up her legs, and I was like, oh, I was like, oh, this is a bit awkward.
Was that when Cesar walked in after he fucked Sarah?
Close, yes, I think.
Because wasn't he about to tell her because Elroy saw them and he took pictures?
I think so, yeah.
Or a video camera?
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was pictures or video.
I think it's just pictures.
So yeah, so we're Sarah's pregnant, and I guess we're assuming it's the father's. We don't really know if it was Rodolfo's or the father's. It says ours.
I'm
Um,
pretty sure it wasn't Rodolfo or his name. I had trouble saying. I don't think it was his. I really think it would have been Caesar's because it seems like they hooked up more than
yeah,
just the once.
and apparently even Elroy tried to flirt with her, and Sarah kind of freaked out. Or
Hmm.
maybe she took him being nice to her the wrong way. I don't know, but she like flipped out on him. Um,
What I did like about this show was it could have ended at season 1 or 2 because they tell us like, oh, here's who did it.
mhm.
But then when they came back, it's like, haha, joke's on you. That's not who did it. And they did that like 2 times. They did that twice.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Well, me knowing that there was multiple seasons, and then them saying this is who killed Sarah in season 1, I'm like, that's not who killed Sarah. Like, I know that there's going to be another twist.
I know. I felt like the Medusa clinic though in season 3 is kind of like the initiative in
Yeah.
season 2 of
So
Revenge.
I did enjoy the show as a whole. I could have done without a lot of season 3.
Yeah, season 3 is where I was like, oh, okay, you're stretching it out.
There were moments where I was like, I wonder if she's even really dead. So then I thought season 2 was going to end with that phone call with them saying that she's alive, but it didn't.
Hmm.
We didn't find that out until the premiere of season 3.
See, that's where that was a twist to me, was her not being alive, her actually being dead. I was like, oh, she's like, really?
Yeah, but because we had one more season, I felt like she was alive. I was like, this is a soap opera. Like, it has to happen.
Well, no, yeah, but I mean, like at the end of the series, she's not alive.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So to me, that was like the twist that she wasn't alive because I kept waiting for her to be alive.
So after Sarah dies the first time from the parachute thing, Rodolfo, at the very young age of 17, 18, gets a vasectomy.
I have to remind myself that I'm like, okay, laws and rules are really probably different between our countries. So like those kids just drinking, I think that's just normal.
But I just feel like your body's still developing. How do you make a decision like that or do that to your body? It's not even fully grown yet.
He didn't want a kid without Sarah.
I guess not.
If only he knew.
So his wife is trying to get pregnant, and she doesn't understand why she's not getting pregnant.
Yeah, that would be like a little safety precaution. It's like, okay, I know my wife can't get pregnant. If she gets pregnant, I know
and
she
that's
cheating.
what happened with his father.
Mm-hmm.
So, question. The mother has like this chain gold garter that
Mm-hmm.
she seems to tighten around herself
I,
as a form of punishment for her bad deeds and
I
also kind of like a stress release, maybe?
think it's more for her bad deeds than it is a stress. But I think it's like become a stress relief.
So, almost like cutting? Because she does it till
That's
she's
kind of I wasn't sure how like which form she was doing. Like, was she doing it as punishment, or is it just like a way to like release that?
Yeah, she seemed to do it every time she was thinking about or
But
initiating a bad plan. But she also seemed to get some kind of like
like
not sexual release, but just like a stress release out of it.
just kind of euphoria from it.
Yeah.
Which is her friend gave her one of. She's like, here, it's just like mine. I was like, is that a? I didn't know if that was just.
Yeah.
If that's kind of like how some people I've seen in shows where people will whip like when they're in the Catholic religion will like, but that's been like I don't know. I'm trying to explain something I don't know.
I was raised Catholic and I don't know what that is.
Okay. Because I've seen like where priests or stuff will like whipped their back until what was that on?
I don't know what you were watching.
Maybe it was the Da Vinci Code.
I never saw
I don't know.
that. um, so Sarah's brother goes to jail. He makes a deal with Cesar, the father, that he'd only be in there for a few weeks, but he ends up getting sentenced to 30 years. But he gets out in 18 years for good behavior. We find out later because of this older man that he meets in jail who arranges for that to happen. And I was thinking, if you could arrange for that to happen, why couldn't you arrange for yourself to get out on good behavior?
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that either.
So the youngest daughter of what was the last name? Lascano?
Lascano, yeah.
Lascano family.
Yeah.
She was too young to kind of know about the whole Sara situation.
Mm-hmm.
But because Alex is now in a jail and he's kind of making it publicly known that he's coming for them.
Kind of.
Yeah.
He literally put it on a screen in a crowd full of a casino saying, "I'm coming for you."
But because he probably hasn't seen her since she was a child, he doesn't know what she looks like.
Yeah.
So she kind of like plays mystery woman, and she starts to fall for him. He figures out who she is.
She fell fast.
Yeah.
I thought I fall fast.
So there's Jose Maria. He's the gay son of the Lascano family, who accept him because he's their son, but they don't really accept that he's gay.
I was like, no, they don't accept him. They
love him because he's their son, but they don't accept his, we'll say, lifestyle, for lack of a better term.
They tolerate him at best, pretty much.
They don't even acknowledge that his life is real, even though he's in a committed relationship with somebody. An Italian, Lorenzo.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Why'd they have to kill my Lorenzo?
I don't know when they just went. I was like, it wasn't him that killed him. It was Jenna.
So there's another character. Okay. I can't. Matifat, is that her name?
Martifat. Yeah.
So she's there.
I was trying to keep. I was like, okay, well, I'll have to say the same on the podcast, I'm sure. As they would say it, I was trying to say it, and I don't think I'm saying it correctly. I'd have to practice a few more times.
You have to roll your tongue.
Yeah, and that's what I can't do. I can't roll my tongue right. Because that name does not roll off the tip of my mouth.
So Matifat is Sarah's she's their next door neighbor and best friend, and we find out later also half sister. Because her father, who's a little bit crazy, raped Sarah's mother, and that's how she became pregnant. But nobody knew this, except for, I guess, the doctor from the clinic.
Yeah, and Sarah's mom, those were the only people that knew.
Yeah.
But we don't know if his wife knows because he killed her. So.
Yes.
We're
made to believe that Alex and Sarah's mother passed away 2 months after he was in prison, and after Sarah's death from kidney failure.
Mm-hmm. Now I was not expecting that.
I was like, why'd they shoot the mom in the head?
I know, she was like, I don't know where the diary. I mean, she knew where the diary was, but
yeah.
But I will say the end of season 2, when
Marifat?
Yes, her.
Uh-huh.
Finds out that her dad's the one that killed their mom.
Uh-huh.
How she spirals.
She was like, no, because she was so focused on the Lascano. I feel like that's not it. There's a Z in there.
I think there is a Z, I believe. But yeah, she's like, oh my God, I killed my sister too. Because by the end of season 2, they make it look like it's her that did the killing. And
Yes.
she's the one that cut the rope. She is the one that cut the ropes.
Yes. Um, she has another sister. Is it Clara?
Yes, yes.
Who um, runs into Jose Maria and Lorenzo while they're baby clothes shopping, because they're trying to have a baby through surrogacy.
Mm.
And then Jose Maria comes up with the idea that she should be the surrogate because she's looking for a job. So they figure, it's a win-win. She gets money, they get a baby. Not her egg though, somebody else's egg and one of their sperms. Maybe they swirled it and they're like, when the baby's born, we'll figure out who the real biological dad is.
I don't know that. I don't have that kind. I don't think I have that kind of patience. Because it's something.
So she ends up.
Baby.
Yeah. So I was gonna say she ends up getting pregnant, but I think it's more it was placed in her. So they must have had an embryo or something.
Yeah.
And again, Jose Maria's family doesn't accept this because it's not natural. It's science. Blah blah blah.
It's only natural if it's a man and woman.
Yeah. But Clara has a crazy ex-boyfriend who is jealous because he thinks that these men are messing around with her sexually.
I honestly don't know why they just didn't be like, they gay. Nothing
right? I was like,
that would have saved 2 deaths.
There were a few confusing moments with Clara because I couldn't tell if she was into Lorenzo, which girl same, or Jose Maria.
I'm thinking she was kind of into both.
Because she kind of was like spying on Lorenzo when he was in the shower. But then when Jose Maria and Lorenzo were having sex, she was like masturbating to them, like in the doorway.
And didn't even care.
But then there was the scene where she dressed up in Lorenzo's dress shirt and tie and seduced Jose Maria and had sex with him.
I was like, okay. All right.
Which then Lorenzo walked in on, and then he left him because of that.
I feel so bad for Jose Maria. He loves him so much. I mean, he messed it up, but
yeah.
But by the end of this, sorry.
The flashbacks of Jose Maria and his undying love for Alex made me kind of feel like, I don't know if I like you. It's because he was videotaping him while he didn't know while he was in the shower. Yeah. He drugged him, which we found out in season 3, and so that he would pass out, and then I don't know what he did. He stuck his hand down his pants. I don't know if he was just
I think that's all he did. It was the moment I thought he was going to get what he always wanted when they were having that threesome. I was like, "Oh, you about to get what you want."
And so was the threesome that he cut?
Yes,
it was, right?
Yes.
So yeah, they went on a threesome, and then he touched Alex, and then that.
So then, to me, I'm like, "Oh, this isn't a threesome."
Yeah,
this is we're taking turns.
Yeah. We see that scene multiple times, and then that's the scene where he confesses that he loves him. And he's like, "Oh, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I'm never gonna feel that way about you."
I thought it was sweet how Alex let him down gently, though. What's sad is Alex is such a great guy, and just every corner he turned, just got knocked down.
So Rodolfo's wife has a son, I guess, from a previous marriage. Mm-hmm. Bruno. I was going to call him Hugo. Bruno. Another Bruno.
On TikTok, there's always that song, We Don't Talk About Bruno. So anytime they would say his name, I'm like, I was like, I don't even know the song. I just know it because of TikTok.
Rodolfo's really good with him, though. He was trying to be a good father to him.
Yeah.
But freaking Cesar like brings him. Cesar's like running like some like underground like
Human
sex
trafficking.
trafficking thing. Um, do we think he doesn't know about the aspect of it where these women are basically just being
Well, he
pills?
admitted to knowing to one of them for
Okay.
sure. But I don't see how there's any way he wouldn't know it's happening if girls from his sex shop was winding up murdered.
Yeah.
Like, how would you not know that was going on?
So it ends up being an associate of his that
Sergio.
Sergio that's more into
Who
that part of
was
it.
creepy as
And he tries to bring
heck.
Bruno down there to make him a man. And Bruno
I
tries to save
know.
one of the girls who doesn't speak English, and she ends up dead.
Hmm.
Um, but then, um, what's her name? Alisa?
Elisa. I think it's Elisa.
Yeah. She ends up getting taken by the guy and tortured a little bit. And then all of a sudden, after that, she's having these like phantom flashbacks of wandering down into that basement as a child and seeing
And
him
seeing.
brutally beating another woman.
Mhm. Sergio said, "Oh, it just sometimes gets out of hand." I don't believe that. I think he picked one that he wanted to kill, and I think
Yeah.
that was something he found enjoyable. Which
Hmm.
Sergio, we can tell he weird.
Hmm.
Like he just the way he
Uh,
walks and talks, he's creepy.
there was this flashback where at first, I don't know if it was maybe they showed it at the end of season one, where we see Sarah and she's on the ground, and then we see Cesar with a gun pointed towards her, and it
Mm-hmm,
looks like he shot her. And I'm like, but wait, did she not die from the plane thing, and now he killed her?
mm-hmm.
It was this whole thing where they kept giving you these red herrings. But then we find out that she finds out who her real father is, Abel, who she visits in a mental hospital, and she ends up helping him break out. And he's also Marifet's father, her best friend. And he attacks her, and she calls Cesar to come help her, which you held him off with your door closed that long for somebody to drive to you to help you. And he ends up shooting him in the head because that's his signature kill move.
That
He
is his
shoots you right between
signature.
the eyes. um, the rest of it
They
was crazy. He set the casino on fire.
when she, I was like, and she just walking through there, like just enjoying her day, like.
And there was a moment before Alex showed up where she just was standing there, and I was like, "Are you trying to kill yourself?"
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that either. If maybe she was just like in a trance, and
And Rodolfo looked crazy when he saw the building was on fire. He was so happy.
I know, like, man, this whole family hates their family with like firing passion.
Yeah.
I mean, good. They have good reason to, but then when you get to season 3, you realize that family is in a sense also kind of a victim because of the Medusa Center.
Yeah, and this is where I started to kind of be like, all right, I'm glad this is almost over because I really the whole Medusa Center aspect that just came upon us in the beginning of
I was gonna
season
say
three.
if they would have had pieces like in season 1 and 2, I would have been enjoyed it a little more. But I do feel
Mm-hmm.
like someone's like, "Oh, let's have one more season," and the writers were like, "We
Because
wrapped
now we have like,
everything up real nicely because we were killing people left and right."
yeah,
You know,
because now we have this new villain. Who's new to us because we've never seen him, but
but
all of
has
a sudden he's inserted into all these flashbacks that we've been watching since the beginning.
which I applaud them for how they did it though. It was really good how they made you like, okay, so
I mean, it all made sense with the story. I just wasn't a fan of the whole
yeah,
conversion
no,
therapy.
and yeah, and the whole schizophrenia. I didn't like that they compared schizophrenia and homosexuality is like
Yeah.
the same
That I
thing.
found a cure for schizophrenia and
And
homosexuality.
guess what? That means that we can, I was kind of just like, I don't know anything about science, so I don't know how much fact was like, are those genes really this, you know? But I was kind of just like, really? It feels like we went back in time for that part of the storyline.
So when Maddie Fett's like freaking out about finding out who actually that she killed Sarah because it was her father. When she finds out that her father killed her mother, and that it's
Mm-hmm.
her sister and she killed Sarah, and she's spiraling. She gets into she reaches for her gun to shoot Cesar's wife. I can't remember her name. The
Yeah,
mom.
I'm trying to
um,
think, and I can't.
and then there's a struggle with her other sister Clara, and she accidentally drops the gun and it shoots Clara, who's pregnant. So then Clara dies. And so
Yeah, so not only did Gemma lose hus- husband, maybe girlfriend,
mm-hmm,
and baby.
mm-hmm. Um, I don't know whose body was. I think it was Clara's body when Alex came to the hospital and he was like comforting Jama and he hugged and he like put his arm around him. I was like, I know you're really sad, but I feel like you're taking advantage of the fact that you're like in his arms right now, and you're like, I always dreamt it would be like this. um,
I
so
kind of feel like the whole Gemma poisoning Alex was just kind of something they threw in there to get Gemma to the Medusa Center.
okay,
Like, because that's what led Gemma to like needing forgiveness and wanting to change because he done that, you know, such a heinous thing to his friend. But he wasn't felt with
that,
guilt.
but also because so Jama went to jail because he admitted to killing the boyfriend who was crazy
Yes,
and broke into their house.
yes.
But then he also took the rap for Abel, the one that was shot, that it was the father that was attacking Sarah and buried in
Which
the
I'm sorry,
backyard.
that was no one. No one. I was like, no one believes you shot him.
And I don't understand why he also took the rap for that. Was he just trying to punish
Oh,
himself more? Like he wasn't hurt enough?
but
Um,
sorry. Now I'm thinking like Gemma was sexually assaulted in jail, so that
yeah.
made him think about what he did to Alex. Which then,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I was forgetting
Mm-hmm.
that little bit where to get a cell phone, what he had to do.
Yeah. Well, he had to get a blowjob to get the cell phone, but then he had to do some more to get the battery for the cell phone.
When he said, "If you want the better," it was like you lit. It's like that. That was wrong. I mean, it was all wrong, but like Jim was like, "Oh yeah, I can make that call." You mean I gotta give you more? Like, when is it? I'm shocked he didn't break the cell phone in half. The first half gets you, the second half, and then you get the battery.
I was laughing when Rodolfo when they put the bomb in the bag for those people that were trying to swindle money out of them, and it blew up the whole top of the building. I was like, you just love it when things are on fire and blow up. um, so we find out Sarah didn't die.
Nope. She
She
survived
had,
the fall
mm-hmm.
and was
And
medvac.
she went to this clinic. Okay, so I was confused by this because they made it seem like Medifet somehow convinced her to volunteer while she was still alive for this clinic because she was willingly going and leaving while she was having these schizophrenic
Okay,
outbursts.
I think uh Sarah's my you know
Medifet.
yeah, we'll call it until I can
And
learn to say her name properly. I apologize. Um, it was her job to convince Sarah to go see Abel
yes,
and
because
all
she
of
was like,
that.
why does you want her to see my papa?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so that one guy was just manipulating even his own son
yeah.
like
Nicandro.
crazy. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, as an adult, I was like, oh, hi.
It, I mean, I don't remember exactly. Oh, he saw Sarah. That doctor got to Sarah because Sarah's mom was worried about her, and went and But like like playing chess. Oh, let's make Alex lose his job. Make them become friends. Like, how was he sure that was going to work? Those
Yeah,
boys could have hated each other. I mean, like, it's a TV show, so but
yeah.
so I was just like, wow, poor Alex has been just a pawn in someone's game.
There was something about Nicandro when they were kids. Something about the way he smirked or whatever. It reminded me of Nathan Scott when he was an asshole in the first few episodes of One Tree Hill.
Yeah,
I was like, well, I see as Nathan right now.
I can see that. Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, Sarah's that Sarah didn't die. She gave birth to the baby. The baby's
I
basically
was
raised in the clinic.
I was shocked that Sarah. We found out she killed herself. Like, I
Yes,
was expecting her to die in the clinic, but I was thinking they were going to kill her. Like, oh, we're done with you,
yeah. I
so get
texted
rid
you. I
of
was
you.
like, so Sarah killed Tara, and you
Yeah,
were like, yeah, pretty
and
much.
that she's like, you're not going to get me. I was like, Sarah, he's had you for years, you know. But I
So
don't think she knew her child was alive either, because I bet if she knew her child was alive, she wouldn't have
she
done
didn't
that.
because she named her.
Yeah, but she knew they took the baby.
Oh, okay.
So I bet she didn't know the baby was just living in there.
Hmm.
Because I bet had she known that, she probably wouldn't have killed herself and she would have tried to save the baby and escape.
Yeah. Well, also in there was Daniela, which is Nicandro's sister, and their
Mm-hmm.
father is the one that's the mastermind behind this whole clinic. And she's in there because she's a lesbian. Um, so they've been trying to, do conversion therapy on her.
That man did not care anything about any of his family. He drowned his wife like it was nothing.
Hmm.
So he didn't have anything to do with the son's death, but he pretty much blackmailing the son. If you want to see Daniela, you got to do this.
Yeah. Um, but when we first see the baby, 18 years old, she's escaped thanks to Daniela's help from the
Mm-hmm.
clinic, and she's at Alex's house. Which I was like, how did she know how to get to Alex's house? I know Daniela was like, everything you need to know is in this phone, but does she even know how to work a cell phone?
I would.
Like,
I wondered similar things, but I was like, okay, just go with it.
yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna go with it because I really like the show.
Like, just go with it. Just let
But it's
that
the
part
same. It's the
slide.
actress that plays Sarah, just in a wig, and she's playing Sarah's daughter because she's 18 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was really sad that Rodolfo died, but also I was like, you probably had to die because like your your new half sister looks like the love of your life, and you're looking at her in a creepy way. So I feel like maybe you had to die so that it didn't go into like a pedophile thing.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Like,
Because even
but
when he was dying, she kissed his head, and he was like Sarah. Like the way he was looking at her, he thought she was Sarah, even though he knew it wasn't.
oh,
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
maybe
even
that's why
think
they.
about that because yeah, that would be her brother.
Yeah. So maybe that's why they killed him.
Because if it's not her brother, then it was his child, and it's his daughter.
Yeah. That's creepy. I don't like that. See, I don't like this whole funny thing. I don't like incest.
I'm not a fan either.
I don't like it when shows do that. That'll usually make me stop watching a show.
Brothers and sisters almost like
I
are
stopped
they?
watching Bates Motel because the mom and Norman Bates they kissed on the lips. Yeah, they went there. They alluded to it, and I was like, "This feels creepy" for a few seasons, and then they actually kissed, and I was like, "Nope, not watching this anymore."
Like, was it just a peck on the like? or was it?
No, it was a real kiss. They didn't like have a makeout session, but it was a real kiss.
I haven't seen it, so. But I remember when Rebecca and Justin were the chemistry between those two were just way too strong, and I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
they got to do something because uh
And they felt it too. They
stop
were like, "Damn,
this.
I hate that we're brother and sister." Because I
I
really
know,
like
and it's
you.
even weird to say. Like that's one of the. I
Yeah,
feel like that's one of those thoughts you might have, but you don't say it out loud. But they said it, and it's just
yeah.
like, and then next thing you know, she's not our sister. Hallelujah! Boom, they're in bed together.
Right?
To me,
Like, I know
and
I
that
thought you
to
were my
me,
sister yesterday, but now we can sleep together. Isn't that
yeah,
great?
and to me, that's just as weird because you've
Yeah,
been living with her as your sister for
yeah,
so long. So, whatever.
yeah.
Television.
Um, and we see this field that is full of, I guess, patients that have died from this conversion therapy, and God knows what else
Are
they've done to
just
these
his
people.
just the fact that the last part of the therapy was to have sex with a woman.
Okay, when that woman came in and she took off her robe, and she's a very beautiful woman. Her boobs are pretty. Um, and she started to have sex. I was like, girl, I was like, Clara already did this in, the
That's
men's
what
wear
I
shirt
was
and
thinking
tie.
too. I was like,
I was
this
like,
isn't
and he
gonna work.
enjoyed it. He is not enjoying this.
Well, I was like, this isn't gonna work because he's had sex with a woman and he still likes a man. And I wasn't sure how the conversion therapy was. Here, let's have you watch a bunch of porn.
Right. So the
Because
whole
to me,
porn thing, I was like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but you can't just put on a porn and that's just gonna make me like want to have sex
and
with a
then
guy.
just shock you a little bit. It's supposed. I don't feel like that's how that works.
What if that's not the type of porn I'm into? What if I don't think the people in the porn are hot?
What if the shocks go to your head, makes you go, oh, you know? Some people are into
Well, I don't
certain
think they were
things.
doing the
I can't remember what they were
electros.
doing.
They had him in like a pool of ice.
I remember the pool of yeah.
And then they were like all
Yeah,
but giving him a lobotomy.
whatever this doctor's conversion therapy was made no sense to me because
You know what's sick is this goes on.
oh yeah,
This
definitely.
came from something. So this is
Yeah, oh
real.
yeah. And
I mean, I know conversion therapy is a thing, but it's probably to this extreme.
yeah, oh, and years ago it was probably exactly what, if not worse, what they're doing there.
Well,
Where
years
they,
ago, they just put you in an asylum.
yeah,
Did you see American Horror Story?
yes,
Asylum.
parts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad because there's only so many states that have actually banned it.
Yeah.
So
Um. Did we cover everything? I mean, I'm sure there's things we missed, but
I'm sure the mother ended up in a convent, seeing her family, still doing her little leg thing.
I think she kind of had abandonment issues because she was like, "I'm
Yeah,
alone. I'm alone."
but when she was like, "I'm alone," I'm like, your own fault, girl. Because when she's pretty much was still in her son's, it's like, oh, I don't like that you're gay. Ooh, your boyfriend left you money. Well, let me take care of this, honey.
Yeah, I'm broke, so I'm gonna have you sign everything over to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
red flag.
yeah.
So I I want to say Alex and Elisa are were my favorite characters. I really liked them too.
I liked Alex. I wouldn't say he was my favorite, but I did love Elisa. She was definitely my favorite character. Great
And
actress, beautiful. Want to see her in other things.
same. I wasn't sure how. Oh, we found out the father was dying with cancer.
Oh, he
And
had
that's why he was
pancreatic
trying
cancer.
to
That's
take his money and like. I did not like how he always kept saying, "I wish I had Alex as a son." All
I
right,
noticed that too. He
you
like
should have
he's
sent your son to prison then and kept Alex as a son.
right. Alex is the one that gets the whole "I was always proud of you." Like, okay,
Yeah, I
thanks.
was like, you're like,
Like,
oh, thank you. You remember you put me in prison? I was there for 18 years, right? Is that what? Is that
and
what? Yeah.
and then when he like said, "Take care of my daughter," I was like, and Jama was still there. I was like, and he just like looked at him. That's it. I was like, "You're not even gonna give him like I love you or like I
Not
accept you.
even
Just give
like,
him something." Like,
not even a nice little like, see you later, or
nothing.
sorry, I, tried to hurt you multiple
Which
times.
in a way, I was like, "Oh, that's why he was so willing to take the fall because he was dying."
Yeah.
So he knew he wasn't going to be in prison for long.
So other than that, pretty much, I want to say they all got a happy ending. It ended nicely. I don't. There's no way I think it could come back.
No.
Um,
And you know what? Given how much I didn't really care for the turn season 3 took, even though it was still a good show, it was a great show. Um, it's kind of those things where it's like they wrapped it up nicely, and if you continue now, it would just kind of take away from the
yeah,
story.
it would take away from that. Yeah, because I would say to me, every season kind of could almost wrap up with like, oh, you think the mother did it because she
Yeah.
was mad at Sarah. Oh, we
Hmm.
learned Sarah's sisters who really did it. Because she was mad at Sarah. So
It was just so crazy how what just looked like a random accident had all these layers to it.
yes, that's what was crazy. I was when I first saw the preview, I was like, okay, how is this a show that this gonna last? And then I was like, no, I'll watch it. I'm just curious. 3 days later, I'm done. Well, four, probably think, but
Yeah, it took me 4 days to watch it.
yeah,
It's still 25 episodes in 4 days, and I had
yeah.
stuff to do because it was
That's
Memorial Day weekend. Like,
oh, I was watching stuff and doing like, oh, I need to be paying attention to what I'm doing, type thing. Because
oh, I literally was like, I had to pay attention. I literally thought I could get up and like just like look away for a second, and no, I had to rewind it because even when they weren't talking, something was going on. That's why I was like, these seasons are short, but they're loaded. These episodes are
oh yeah,
loaded
they
with
were
so much things.
loaded. But I would give this show a 10. Even with season 3, I'd give it a 10.
I give it a 10. If we were
I mean,
going a letter, if we were doing a letter grade, I'd give it an A minus, just because I didn't like the conversion therapy aspect.
I would agree. I would agree with that rating.
But yeah, highly recommend this show. If you haven't seen it and you listen to this, I'm sorry we spoiled all the details and told you who killed Sarah.
Yeah, that's who killed her. She did.
Probably should have did a spoiler alert at the beginning.
Here's a spoiler alert for you now. Spoiler alert. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed this show, and I'm so glad that I want to know Spanish because I would love to be able to watch this show in its natural, no dub, just how it was meant to be viewed. Maybe one day.
I mean, since I know what happens, I would like to do that and just like listen to it and see
Just
if the
kind of
voices
listen
are
and see,
similar.
what you.
Yeah. Also, the music. I did notice. So a lot of the songs were in English, and I wondered, like you, if it was just like they changed the music to English because it was dubbed in English.
Uh-huh.
But then in season 3, they had the Spanish version of Christina Aguilera's "Come On Over."
Okay, the reason I think that was because I was like, oh, this is a song that one, it's upbeat, it's not moody to help set the tone. This one's just fun, and you knew it was "Come On Over" by Christina.
Yeah, because she redid that whole
Yeah,
album in
she.
Spanish. Yeah.
Mhm. So I think that's why they probably just left that song, just because it's one like you're gonna know it if you know Christina
They
Aguilera.
also had "Living La Vida Loca" in Spanish, also
Yes, which is
in
a
the
song
beginning.
too you'd also know
Hmm.
in But
Yeah.
the other like moody songs in that were were English, and I was wondering if that's just, I don't know. I would like to know if that was the original music.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there knows, please let us know.
But you have anything else to add?
I will say there are moments I couldn't tell if I felt sorry for Sarah or if I was like, girl, you bringing this on yourself by acting like, I know she had schizophrenia, but sometimes I think she knew what she was doing.
Okay, I don't really want to like harp on this, but this whole like clinic thing, I just, it was just such an extra layer that didn't need to be there for me, because like she was 17, like how could she have been doing all these things?
Mm-hmm.
She was like cheating on her boyfriend with his father. She was like trying to find out who her real father is and visiting him, and then also volunteering for like these tests at this clinic. That's a lot for a 17-year-old girl.
Well, we saw Allison from Pretty Little Liars.
I didn't watch
Laura
that show
from
the way
Twin
through.
Peaks.
And that show's not realistic.
Very true. So yeah, it was.
But thank you for the recommendation. I loved it.
I sometimes do have good recommendations. I have told many people about it. I'm just like, don't worry, it's English dubbed.
I'm trying to get my mom to watch it. I've been telling her how great it was. I did not tell her that it was dubbed because I felt like it didn't matter. Most times you couldn't even tell. It looked like their mouths were still matching up.
Oh no! When I say it's dubbed, I say it so that because I tell people, oh, I watched this like a show from Mexico that was really really good. Don't worry, it's dubbed in English, so if you don't speak Spanish, you can understand it. I don't the lips and that. I don't pay no attention to that.
See, I know people that matters. They don't like if the lips don't match up.
No, that doesn't matter to me. I like to look at it and go like, it almost looks like it matches up in some parts.
Yeah, it did.
But what gets me is I think it's funny. You can tell the captions had to be done before they dubbed it because the caption and the dub really never matches up.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that with House of Flowers.
See, yeah, and I think that's funny. I like it. I watch both. Like I have the caption. I'm like, it's it's fun.
I like that because the text on like the phones were in Spanish that they showed you what it was in English.
Yes. But I also enjoyed that when they did that. It helped me go like, oh, that word means that. So it kind of was like a little Rosetta Stone.
Look at Netflix teaching you Spanish.
I know. If they would just dub Teresa. I've always wanted to watch that one. I may just have to watch it and read the lyric. I don't like reading the captions.
It's not Teresa, it's Teresa.
Teresa. I want to be able to watch it too. I feel like if I'm reading the caption, I can't watch it.
Yeah.
So. But yeah. Good show.
I watch Bold and the Beautiful with German captions, and I don't pay attention to that. I just watch the show.
Yeah. So, I'm looking for some more. They had a whole little soapy section called Revenge Soap something. I was like, oh, it's like Netflix knows me. They know they're on
this. You might like this.
The next show, I hear this is really good. Elite. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like we need to get to that because I hear a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah, and there's a few seasons of that, right?
I know they're on 5, and I don't know that they're
canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down to check that out.
Okay, good.
But all right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for Who Killed Sara. As always, you can catch us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And we're going into Pride Month, which is our bread and butter.
So hug a member of the LGBTQIA plus community. Give them a big old hug and say, I love you.
We're going to do a few LGBTQ themed episodes. I know
We have
Queer
some.
as Folk is up next, both the original American version and the new one that's coming out in about a week, maybe 2 weeks.
June 10th
And
is when it comes out, I believe.
7th.
Oh, well.
I know because I've been searching for months.
We'll have some special social media content as well.
So, yeah, check us out and chat with us
Tell your
online.
friends.
Until next time, have a great night, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.